As Ugandan celebrity musician, Nick Nola. I mean, Nick, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked one of your, can I say opponents or nemesis, Mike Mukula,
Yes.
the girls. You are a school a basketball star. I mean, you're point guard, right?
Yeah, I was a point
I
guard.
mean, a point guard usually runs the show, and no one doesn't know a point guard on the team. The big men who come off the bench sometimes go unnoticed, and you're a musician in high school. How are you able to manage this? I mean, you're in a day school. Kitante is a school in Kampala. I'm very sure you guys had those donkeys, what? I'm sure you also used to perform at school, right?
Yeah, I did. I performed twice in
At
6
school?
years.
Wow. How are you able to control the pressure from the girls, from your classmates,
I
from
had a
your
girlfriend.
teammates? From senior one?
I had a girlfriend when I was in Form 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole school knew who Daisy was back then. She was a blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't see anything so new or any other girls as... Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the attention.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Of course.
But I was seeing someone already. It's another story. But
So she
another
kept you in check.
I remember us walking from school to the museum. Sometimes
Holding hands.
holding hands, sometimes to YMCA, sometimes.
So
So you
the power
imagine
couple.
kids walking on the road
Yeah.
that far. It must have been.
From school to YMCA. I mean, that was crazy.
Or she used to stay in Bokoto. Sometimes we would walk to Bokoto.
Yeah.
So
Then the education part of it.
the education part, yes, there were books at Kitante. And I remember in Form 5, going to Form 6, they gave us points that if you didn't get the points, you would either repeat the class or leave the school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cut-off
that's
points.
cut off points. That's where the basketballers really showed there was something.
Yeah.
I remember Hamza also. Hamza Nyabongo
Nyabongo, yes.
was my classmate. Oh, he was brains.
Yeah.
His one was sharp.
I mean, tell me about some of those classmates of yours. You've told me Hamza. You've talked about Awoda,
There was Walker,
Obedi. Yeah.
There was who was that? There was Hamza. There was Jeff. There was Johnny
Mapesa.
Omondi. Yeah. So all of us made it to Form 6. We got the points.
Yeah.
Only one guy didn't, and he didn't show up. I don't know, probably he knew. He didn't even pick his results.
Was he Uganda?
Yeah, he was Ugandan.
He just disappeared.
He just disappeared. The next time I heard of him, he was in SA.
Wow.
I think he had other dreams.
Yeah, he had other dreams, of course. So you guys were in check at school, good grades.
It was, yeah, we would not say we were the best. Hamza was the best, I won't lie. He was really a what.
Yeah.
Others, yeah, we would get the points.
Yeah, the required points.
Yeah, would get the
And
points.
so you guys used to balance that.
Books.
I mean, you used to go for, were there tournaments you used to go like out of school and you're not around like for some time?
I wouldn't say, apart from Sprite, which
It was
would
in
come
holidays.
in holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other tournaments you would go Friday, Saturday, but not to stay there. They were always in Kampala.
Yeah.
You'd go to Chiboli on a Friday, go back home, go back to school. Saturday, Sunday, it would be on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
You would go to Kaboja, you would go to Lubiri SS, you would go to Aga Khan. Those are the schools that used to have the tournaments.
Yeah. Is there any memorable tournaments that you remember that will always stick in your heart or something?
Yeah, I remember the first time I played for the school team while I was in Form 2.
Yeah.
They had all their lead all the way up, and I shot a three-pointer the first time I got on. I was like, oh, wow. So these things happen.
The whole school got crazy.
You can do these things.
Yeah.
You can do these things even when you're playing with the seniors.
Yeah.
And I think that was memorable. But also there was another moment. I remember losing to Vienna College in the under-16 at the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they went on and played with Kaboja on the finals at Chiboli. It was also memorable. And then the Sprites were always memorable.
Because you guys came out victors?
No, because you would get to see the girls from different schools. I know, but anyway, it felt like you would meet every school. Because when we used to have other tournaments in Kampala, you would be limited to. There were few schools that came from,
Yeah.
maybe Tororo, the TCs, maybe from other districts. They were limited, but at Sprite you would get to see all of them.
Okay. I mean, from Kitan, say you finished senior 6 and you went to KIU.
Yes.
Were you? I mean, I forgot to ask. Were you on scholarship when you were in Kitan?
I was from Form 2.
From Form 2 to senior 6. No, mommy never paid any tuition.
Mommy chased me away from home.
Are you serious?
in Form 4.
She was like, I'm tired of you.
I'm tired of you coming home late from the music thing. Basketball wasn't a problem at all. Because even joining the school, she was supportive. She's the one who took me there to get the school.
Yeah.
I told her about this. I told her there's a school, it has basketball, but it has good grades as well. Academics is really good.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
But the music part, coming home at 3 a.m., you're in Form 2 or 3. I remember coming from Sabrina's pub at 2 or 3. I'm done with
She's
you.
like, what's this?
Bounce.
But she believed in you. You used to keep safe and everything.
Yeah, apart from the music thing, she didn't feel safe at all.
Coming home late and everything.
So, she kept, sorry to say, she kept giving me money. Yeah, but we were boys. We used that money for something else.
So you left home by senior 4 and she used to still support you?
No. In Form 5 and 6, it was just me. I stayed at Mawanda Road, I remember, next to, I was neighbors with Tauda Ala. That's, I think, how we even thought he was going to come to Kitante, because it was me, Tauda, Alan, and some guy called Kasho. Cassius used to play on Bushcourt.
Yeah.
We stayed around the same place, and life went on.
Yeah, true. So you got done with Kitante and joined...
I think I didn't study for like 1 full year.
Yeah, you took a dead year.
Yeah, I took a dead year in my music thing. It was at the peak.
Yeah.
But when I used to go and play pickup, and sometimes we used to go train with KIU, and the coach then, Nimrod.
Kaboha.
Yeah, and we used to be friends with Nimrod during high school, and I didn't study with him,
Yeah,
but
of course.
he used to
Way
play.
older than you.
Yeah, he used to play on the teams that I used to go watch and sometimes train. He was on Falcons. We used to hook up. Sylvan was in Rhino sometime.
Yeah.
So yeah, he used to call me. Why don't you come? Why don't you come? We'll get you in. Why don't you come over? And then there came a Kenyan or Tanzanian coach. I've forgotten his name. He was left-handed.
Was that Jeff Mwanika? Something like that. Did you also play for the KIU team?
Jeff Monica, that's a god.
No, not Jeff. Henry.
Henry, yeah, that was
Yes,
Henry.
Mwinuka.
Yes, Henry,
Yeah.
not. Jeff, we played with him on the same team. How come he was a coach?
No, it was Henry I wanted to talk about, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, finally I went in. And then I
Okay.
still met Vicky in there. There was also our other schoolmate called Rawoji Priscilla. She was a model and all that.
Yeah, the Priscilla, I remember
She
her.
used to play ball at Kitente.
Really? A star player?
We were in there.
So you finally joined
I met my
KIU.
people, yeah.
Yeah, on scholarship also?
Yeah.
Okay. And how was life in KIU after being a celebrity in Kitante? Underdog on the team now?
Yeah. It was okay. It was okay. You have to stay humble.
Yeah.
You have to be humble at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And Priscilla was also at the peak of her modeling thing. I mean, the whole school knew who she was.
Yeah.
I was rolling with her. So I wasn't like the biggest celebrity at school. Some years or a year before, there was Michael Ross. He also studied sometime there.
That's cool, yeah.
So yeah, well, life went on.
And how was basketball there in the league?
It was hard.
So did you play when in Kitante? Were you in the league already?
I tried to play with Rhino.
Yeah, and when you're in Kitante.
Yeah, but they were so good for me. Yeah, back then they were really so good.
So basically a bench player.
I would bench or play for the junior team. We used to play so often during the Abraham Lincoln League. That's when we used to get our shine on.
Yeah. I mean, Rhino was that organized. They had a senior and junior team.
It was. It was. I think it was one of the most organized teams. Then came Falcons.
What guys were you with in the junior Rhino team? The Johnnies
Uh, Ab-
again.
Abel. Yeah, the Johnnies also started from there. I remember. Then from then they went.
To the senior
Yeah.
team. So that was the only time you played with Rhino.
Yeah. There was a time when I joined KIU, and they had to switch or trade us. We were like 3 or 4 players
Yeah.
to Rhino to get whoever they wanted.
Serious?
Yeah.
Back then?
Back then, yes, but they were saying it was also a way of making us better to come back to
Yeah,
KIU.
to develop, yes. So they
So-
traded 3 players to Rhino for 1 player.
1 or 2 or 3, I don't remember, but it was like that. And then Rhino was like also an academy at that time to make people better.
Yes.
We used to train at VCC, Victoria Church,
yes,
Tinda.
yes, yeah.
That's where I met Mark Opio,
Pippen.
Pippen. But Pippen was also at Kitante, classes below me.
For real? So you're Pippen senior.
I am. I won't say.
So those are the kids you used to chase off court, teach them.
I didn't chase anyone off. He was okay. He was, and then a year later, I'm out of high school and he's all over. I'm like, yo,
Yeah. He really improved, huh?
so much.
Yeah.
So much. Pippen, we used to hang out, video games. We used to hang out, go on the streets of Kamocha. So, I mean, seeing my blood making it, I was like, dog, you made it this big in basketball. Yeah. It was a good feeling.
Yeah, it was a good feeling. So how long were you in Charging Rhino? And did you find Tom in Charging Rhino also?
No. This was
After,
way
eh?
after. I mean, Tom was something else. I mean, for him to even leave the league and start coaching, this is way after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was like 1 year, and then I went back to KIU.
Yeah.
Then I also left KIU. But even in between, there was a time I also played with Sherry. Because, I mean, this was home.
Yeah, you're just next to home.
That
And
was-
you had grown as a player, so I'm
played
sure
with-
they're excited to have you.
Yeah.
I mean, home talent.
So you asking me, did I play the league when I was in high school? Yeah, I think that's when I also played with
Ryan.
Sherry.
Okay. With Sherry?
Yeah.
Wow. With the Carlos Nolakas. I mean, I think that was a big
Carlos,
challenge.
Jackson was a big guy. He's now a DJ.
Yeah. I actually saw him a couple of weeks ago.
There was Subi, who later also joined
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah.
There was Dipso, who joined KCC back then.
Yeah.
There's Coach Moses Okweda.
Yeah.
There was TC. You know TC?
Of course.
What's
I know
his
TC.
real name?
That's what you call him. Right? It's called
Yeah,
Michael Olweng.
Michael.
Yeah.
There was TC. It was a big thing. It was Cow. There were many people, yeah.
I mean, the team was too talented. I just want to ask you a question now. What's the difference between basketball back then and today?
Today, I think back then basketball was a passion. Yeah, apart from the fact that people loved it also because of books being paid for, bursaries and all that, they loved basketball.
Yeah.
In high school, basketball, I think, was the best sport compared to any other sport.
Yeah.
Than now, what do you think is the best sport at the moment in schools?
It's hard to tell.
But
Maybe
then
soccer or something.
probably soccer.
Yeah, rugby is also
Should be
getting
soccer.
into there.
But then it was basketball.
It was too competitive by then.
It was.
And what was the drive? The love for the game or something?
The love for the game. The love for the game. At one point, I still do, yeah, but it was so visible back then. I love basketball more than music.
Really?
Music made money, but I love basketball. I have more friends in basketball than music.
Yeah.
It's shocking. And yeah, I brought my musician friends to watch the games sometimes, and when they would come, I remember I was with probably with Navio or Viboyo sometime, or the Myth even then.
Yeah.
And they would go like, "Are you like the mayor of this place?"
Yeah, you're home.
I was home.
Yeah.
You love the game. You know what's going to happen. If it's a crossover, you celebrate to it. If it's a three-pointer, you celebrate to it.
Yeah.
It was way different. And these are people you've grown up from. Yes, the musicians also were there from childhood, but basketball, it was every day, every day.
Yeah.
And then in music, there's some kind of swagging they have in there. The pride is kind of too much. But basketball, at the
Guys
end of
are
the
down to
day,
earth.
you were old schools.
Yeah.
You were old school kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basketball was my thing, yeah.
I don't know if you've watched basketball of late. Have you been following the game of late? I know you've not been in the country.
Yeah, I am. I've gone. I watched last year's finals. I watched one game at least.
City Oil, KIU.
KIU.
Yeah.
In the last, I think, 10 years, I think that's what I watched.
You watched?
This year I watched KCC and UCU.
Yeah.
2 weeks back then.
Yeah,
I
2
think.
weeks.
Yeah.
What's the difference compared to what you saw back then?
Oh, damn.
That's a tough question.
Man, that's a tough one. But imagine Falcons with Stephen Omoni playing against UCU. City Oilers in the finals.
And it happened.
Yeah, I'm telling a true story of what I saw.
Yeah.
And remember Justice?
Yeah.
Justice was also on that team. I think at one point, before Steve went to City Oilers.
Yeah.
So imagine that finals, how intensive it would be, and compare it to how intensive City Oil that is losing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand you.
Do you see where the comparison is?
Yeah.
I mean, if City Oil won that one game or won the championship, it was out of sweat.
Yeah.
It was not, after years later, you would just tell, City Oil is going to win.
It was really
It was so intensive back then. When power was power, I used to roll with Power Boys a lot, even if I wasn't, because of my friends, Charlie, and even Ekonga sometimes.
Yeah.
There was a time I think you played for Power. Who? Blake, no man.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, so we used to hang. So, I mean, you saw how competitive all the teams were. Blue Jackets was Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
Rhino was Rhino. It was more competitive than now. I think now it's more technical.
Yeah, it was more technical. I don't know, like the way you said, I don't know. The money beaters.
The money also.
Gotten, like the best of the game. It's no longer love.
Yeah, but though, I'm also proud of the players. At the end of the day, they got to put food on the table for,
Of course,
for them
of course.
families.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think basketball back then was way better, And though a final now, you'd get more fans than then to watch the game.
Like today.
Yeah, a final, the difference is even any other normal game that wasn't a final back then, they would still have a big crowd.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the referees before we go into our break. Talked about Sandy.
I saw Sandy when I was watching the UC-UK KCC match.
Was he happy to see you?
He was. Oh, man, we fell in love. I was like, it's good seeing you.
You could not believe seeing
I
you.
couldn't.
Yeah.
After all these years and still happy, I was like, God has kept me like that. It was so good. I saw Baker Monday, who used to play with us.
In Rhino.
Yeah, and now he's amping the game.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the smartest amps right now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched so many games, so I won't speak for them truly.
Yeah.
The amping and all that.
Yeah. Presdo.
I don't see him. I didn't see him
Presdo
anymore.
actually stopped ref.
He stopped.
Yeah. He failed to make the call. They confuse these guys.
I miss Brazil. Yeah,
you don't know where the
you
call
see,
is
you
going.
see, you see why basketball was so fun back then.
Yeah.
Even the refs had their thing.
Yeah.
You don't get so much fun from the refs right now. Like then.
Impossible. These days, they're like the bosses of the game. I mean, back then, President makes a call. If it's bad, he comes and explains to
And
you.
he apologizes.
He apologizes, which was very important. Imagine a ref making bad calls, and after the game, he comes and apologizes. Trust me, the next game.
Basketball was family, because even the refs got to attached to
Yeah.
us, because even from school
Yeah, from high school, like
From high
senior
school,
one,
yeah.
President has seen you grow.
and to the league,
Yeah,
all the other players. Yeah, so it was all out of love at the end of the day. There were no hard feelings.
Yeah.
Even Jeff, who wanted to fight back then,
yeah,
they were hugging with the arms later.
yeah,
So it was out of love.
yeah. I
You
mean,
were going to see this ref today. You're going to see him the next weekend, the next weekend. You're going to see him at the other tournament. So,
yeah,
but I think now some of the players are almost the same age with the arms. Also that.
yeah. So there's no respect.
There's no respect.
It's like friendship and everything.
Uh-huh.
So it becomes technical compared to back then when the President said, those are like our fathers or something.
Yes, yes.
I mean, I think let's get into another break. I'm still, of course, with Nicholas. Yeah, I'm still with Nicholas in the studio. Don't touch that there. We'll see you just in a little while.